Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Today we are going to be doing a get ready with me, and I don't have a ton of time, so we're just gonna jump right in. I also don't know where I'm going with this. Like, my base routine stays pretty consistent. Well, the idea of it, like, I change foundations sometimes, but I don't know. I haven't been wearing a lot of eyeshadow lately because I'm lazy, but I'm gonna try to put some on today, but I have no idea what, so I just have to bear with me. But I'm gonna start with this Milani Prime Shield. I kind of go back and forth between this and this e.l.f. Dewy Primer, but it's hot in Tennessee right now, so we're gonna go with the matte Prime Shield. I'm just gonna put some on the back of my hand, about that much, and then I'll just like spread it, kind of like push it into your pores, because it has like a silicone feel, so it can kind of help you disguise them, but also like this is where I'm the oiliest, right on my nose and cheeks. So I'm just kind of get a layer there, my chin. I'm just gonna smooth that. Doesn't matter, but I think you're gonna see me brush my bangs a bunch of times because I hate when they're all like in disarray. So I have all my makeup down here beside me, so you're gonna see me looking down here a bit. I think I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Dream BB Skin Clearing Beauty Balm 8-in-1 Skin Perfector with 2% salicylic acid, and it is the light medium sheer tint because when it's really hot and like I get sweaty and gross, I don't like wearing like really heavy foundation because it has more of a chance of like separating and then being really obvious and gross. So just put some of this. I usually actually just kind of like go directly on my face with this. You're really thinking like, oh, that is not her shade. And you know, I'm just gonna separate my fucking bangs again. And, yeah, it's not. I'll just put some of my sponge for the neck. I just dropped some somewhere. Oh, on me, that's great. So, this is one, like, as you blend, it gets a little better. It looks really yellowy at first. Some people like this, like, plop, 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 plop sound. And go under your eyes. Okay, so. And it gets in your hair. I usually actually take it over my eyes as well because I have kind of like, you know, my eyelids have some color, so I'm just gonna tone that down a little bit, and then I have to like really push into my nose crevices. Okay. And as you can see, like some acne and like redness still peeks through, but that's fine with me. I'm damn near 30 years old and still got acne, so I've kind of come to terms with it. Okay. So, I'm gonna take this headphone out. I'm going to really quickly get a makeup wipe and get this off my outfit. I'll be right back. Just hold on just 1 second. I don't even want to stop the recording. It's gonna take 1 second. wipes. Let me pop my headphone back in because honestly, I need it to know how bad whatever background noise is going on is. Just grab one of these out. I dropped it. A couple places, honestly. I hate that because I'm wearing black too. And makeup stains really badly. Can you guys hear that? Okay. I'll deal with the rest of it later. So, foundation. Good enough. I'm gonna go in. Probably, you're gonna hear me digging. Here it is. And use this Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick. And she's getting a little raggedy. I like next to never use this highlight side because one, it's an insane color, and two, it's very thick. Like the contour stick side is a lot creamier. It feels like, I don't know. I like it a lot more though. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I guess I don't need to unroll it that much. And I tend to just kind of come down the side and then do this out to your nose. So I usually do under this side of my mouth because I kind of have like a lopsided thing, and I would normally probably do my forehead a little bit too, but you don't see my forehead right now, so actually I'm gonna pop some in the crease of my eye. And you can also do some like up here if you want to kind of like lift. You just come out and go up. Take my sponge, just pat, 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 pat. It blends away pretty decently. Like I'm not just gonna have like this big orange stripe in my crease. So it blends pretty well. And then I always go over this with powder. Again, I don't really even know why I do this. It's just habit at this point. And I think if you don't plan on going over it with powder, it's a bit more natural, and it can be even more natural if you do it under your foundation, because then your contoured areas kind of look like they're coming from within instead of obviously being makeup. But I don't mind when it's obviously makeup. I feel like only really, really pretty people with nice skin get away with that no makeup look. So yeah, there's that. And then at that point, because I don't usually conceal a lot. I don't have super dark under eyes, but I do have, if you look, like lines. So if I do conceal, it tends to like settle into those lines. So I just usually don't do it. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and set my makeup with what powder? I don't know. I'm digging. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use my Fit Me. She is getting super low, but I feel like I really like this one. And this is in the shade 10. And I feel like it gives a very like flawless kind of airbrushed effect. Just tap some of it down into the lid. I'm really running low. Definitely time for a refill. And then I'm gonna go in with like a big flat brush like this to really pack it on in these areas where like I get the oiliest. I like to just like push it in. I hate like it's hard to do get ready with me because I want to look at myself so that I can see what the look I'm doing, but then it feels like I'm not talking to you. Oh, you know what? I see what I did. I forgot to blend out my lip. Oopsie. Okay. I'm sure some of you were screaming that at me. I can hear the neighbor dog. Dogs. Honestly, it might get worse. I might have to stop filming. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't mind, but they get so loud. Get just a little bit more. Honestly, there's not much left. There's barely anything in here. Come out. And then I'm gonna take the last little bit of this and just kind of quickly go over the rest of it. I even, you know, tap the contoured areas so that when I hit that with like a powder bronzer, it doesn't like stick and grab. So yeah, rest in peace to this. I think I finally got the last little bit out of it. Now I'm gonna go in with that bronzer. I'm gonna use this NARS Laguna bronzer. I don't buy a lot of new makeup, so like if you've been around a while, you've kind of seen all this stuff before. I tend to go back and forth between this one and the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is the light bronzer. They have a darker shade than this, but you can see this one's just a little bit more gold, like golden. This one has a bit of a cooler. I'm gonna go for this one since it's summer. And I'm actually just gonna use this big fan brush. Just gonna go in and if you want a sharper nose contour, you can grab a smaller fan brush. Yeah, like this one. But I'm not all that precise, so I just hit it like that. And then I'm gonna even hit the eyelids. Just I'll drag it out and kind of connect it. Hit that upward thing I was telling you about earlier. Okay. And now I'm gonna go in with some blush. I have a couple different brushes that I use for this, depending on the mood. This big Eco Tools brush that can obviously like span a lot of area. If you want to be more precise, do this one. And then if I really just want like a blown out look, I tend to go in with this Luxie 516 dual fiber powder because it flays out really well when you're using it. It just blends things out really seamlessly. I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. blush palette in dark. So it has all these shades. And I'm going to use this peachy shade. These are fairly pigmented. But I like blush. I don't usually care. If it gets a little heavy, you can go back over it with your powder brush and kind of blend it out. So I go up pretty high because I tend to connect it if I'm not doing eyeshadow. I said I was going to try, but I don't even think I am. So this is a way to just kind of get a look without going in and doing a bunch of eyeshadow. And like, I don't tend to come into this area because I feel like it kind of drags the face down. Like, I saw people for like actual makeup artists are like, if you smile and then put it here and then you stop smiling, like now your blush is beside your mouth, and it can just be kind of aging. And if you have like a really round fat face like I do, to kind of like lift your cheek up a little bit, keep it back here. That's what I do anyways. And then I usually hit the tip of the nose and my chin a little bit. That reminds me, actually, I forgot to bronze the bottom. I'm gonna use a powder brush and this lighter one now. I'm just gonna hit the neck area. It's hitting my earrings just a little bit. And then if you really want to carve out your bronzer, you can go in with like a pressed powder or even a loose powder and your flat brush again and just and I'll soften this up a little bit. Back under the eyes. I just realized too, this is like a get ready with me, which I normally keep more chatty, and I've just been telling you what I'm doing. I'm sorry. What have you guys been doing? I'm getting ready to go to a birthday party, so super exciting. But what have you been up to? How is life? How are things going? All right. Usually at this point, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it, I just set my face before I put on any like mascara or anything. So give me a little of this. Usually do one layer, let it set, kind of fan it, and then another. Pretty good. Just fan my face. Alright, let's get these eyebrows under control. The same old trusty Estee Lauder eyebrow pencil that I've been using since the beginning of my channel. I do not observe expiration dates on makeup. This pencil was like $30, so I will use it until it's done. And that's just how I feel about that. God. Eyebrows need to be done. And if you know, my eyebrows are definitely sisters, not twins. They grow so weird and separately from each other. I usually like blend that out a bit. Especially at the front, like these kind of grow up pretty uniformly and nicely, and these, this side does not. Powder, and I usually only like really fill in like the back side. Wow, that's great. So yeah, I just usually like hit the front with whatever's left. Like more sporadic here, whereas right here they're like all nice and in a line. It's very annoying, but it is what it is. And I try not to like overly fill my eyebrows in because they're already so massive, so I don't usually use like gels or pomades or anything because like I would have caterpillar eyebrows in like 3 seconds. So yeah, I think I'm good to brush these back into place now. I feel like, do you guys think I should make my eyebrows, my bangs thicker? Because like, you know, they're not thin, but they just, I kind of feel like sometimes I want to like see no forehead, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Alright. Now, I think I am going to do a little bit of eyeshadow, just a touch. Maybe out of here. I'm going to use this Ace Beauty palette and this shade Cinnamon. And just kind of, I brush my bangs back into place and then immediately away again. Just kind of go into the crease. This is a really big blending brush, so it's going to blow it out really well, and you don't want to put a lot of pressure. Just blend, 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 blend. And for the other eye, just little circular. Like that, and then I'm gonna put a shimmer shade on the lid. I'm not really gonna like pack it in though, I'm just gonna like swipe it and then hit that inner corner too, because it kind of like opens up the eyes a bit. And then with this matte light shade, I'm gonna highlight under the brows just slightly. And now I need to dig for a second, so I need a smaller brush. Maybe this one. This one. One of these will probably do. They're both just like pencil brushes. This one's a bit more pointed. So I'm gonna try that one. And I'm gonna use that same cinnamon shade. Go right up against the lash line. You can see the ring light in my eyes. It kind of makes me look a little demonic, I feel like. Or no, there's that TikTok that's going around right now. I've seen it a couple times of like the TikTok blue eyes filter, and it makes you like look crazy, and people are like, when blue-eyed people try to talk to you, and it's just like my eyes are kind of more gray, but I think it's the same vibe sometimes. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna use this bigger, wider one to just go in with the bronzer and blow it out a little further. This is more like a shadowed effect. So yeah, it's kind of honestly like a little bit of a sallow look, but I kind of like that. And then I'm gonna take a flat brush. There's not a good one in here. Let me grab something else. And something with this is the Smashbox palette in a blaze. And I'm gonna go with this dark brown shade. And just kind of push it in. But only to the outer little bit. See? Just a little, and I'm terrible at this. I always mess it up on the top. Just gonna pretty even, I guess. Highlighter. Should put some of that on. Let me grab a Smashbox again. The Spotlight palette in Pearl. And I'm gonna use just a kind of tapered brush. I think this is e.l.f. And I'm gonna pick up this creamy kind of champagne-y color and just lightly I know some people hate the tip of the nose, but I like it. The tip of the nose, the tip of the nose. Not too much, just a little bit. I guess we're ready for mascara at this point. So, use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Waterproof Mascara. And this is like, it's kind of a clunky one and wet, so be careful. And I have the most, like, pathetic little lashes. But I am terrible at putting falsies on. And I'm too cheap for extensions, so. Silence. It might help if I curled them, but I almost never do. Okay, that's enough of that, and I'm gonna dig through here to find my, I don't have to dig, here she is. This is actually worn off, but it's an Estee Lauder Lash Primer. Just go on the bottom lashes with this because it's drier and not as dark because I don't want a lot of transfer. Good enough. Let me just top this top one off though. It is what it is. And last, but certainly not least, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Sheer Slick and Golden Pear. I really just like this because, actually, let me get all the makeup off my lips. It's like a lighter, obviously, sheer lipstick, and I don't have to worry about, like, as it rubs off, does it look like fucking insane? So I just throw this in my pocket usually. I've got pockets on this little, what is it? It looks like overalls, but it's like not. I mean, it is, but like it's like cottony material. I don't know, jumpsuit maybe. I've got pockets though. So, alrighty. I think that's it. Pretty minimal, but like I said, I don't wear a lot of makeup lately. I need to fluff my hair back up. I spend 90% of the time that my hair's done doing this. Just fluffing it up. That's better. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry that I didn't chat more about life and this was just kind of a talk through. But I hope somebody enjoyed it anyways. And as I've been saying, feel free to leave any requests in the comments. I love you. Thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.